I made $2,340 last month using an AI tool nobody's talking about. And the best part? There's almost zero competition. Here's why this works right now. Most people trying to make money with AI are doing the same three things: writing blog posts, generating social media content, or trying to sell generic AI art. The market's already saturated. You're competing with thousands of people using the exact same mid-journey prompts. But Nano Banana AI, it's flying under the radar. Most creators don't even know what it is yet, and the ones who do are using it wrong. They're treating it like a toy instead of a business tool. Here's what people misunderstand. It's not about having access to the tool. Everyone has access. It's about finding a use case where AI solves an expensive problem, and then positioning yourself as the solution. That's what I'm doing with Nano Banana. You're early enough that this still works, but once this gets picked up by the make money online crowd, the window closes. So what is Nano Banana AI? In simple terms, it's an AI image editing and generation tool. But that doesn't explain why it's valuable. What Nano Banana actually does is give you leverage. You can feed it product photos, brand ideas, or existing images, and it creates variations, edits backgrounds, generates lifestyle shots, and outputs platform-ready images for Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, or e-commerce listings. Most AI image tools either just generate random art or do basic edits. Nano Banana actually understands context. It knows what works for different platforms, maintains brand consistency, and creates images that actually look professional. And that difference is everything. Because what businesses actually need isn't someone who can make pretty pictures. They need someone who can create images that convert, that match their brand, and that work across platforms. That's a skill. And Nano Banana automates 90% of it. One of my clients saw their Instagram engagement jump 47% in the first month. That led to a 23% increase in product inquiries. And that's when the referrals started rolling in. Here's the model I'm using. You can copy this exactly. I reach out to small businesses, e-commerce stores, coaches, and content creators who need consistent visual content but don't have a designer on staff. Think online shop owners, Instagram coaches, real estate agents, local businesses trying to grow their social media. These people need professional images constantly. Product photos with different backgrounds, social media graphics, lifestyle shots, carousel posts for Instagram, Pinterest pins, email headers. They know good visuals drive sales, but they can't afford a $3,000 per month designer or spend hours learning Photoshop. That's where I come in. I offer a service. I create a library of high-quality, on-brand images for their business every month. I use Nano Banana to do the heavy lifting, but I position it as a visual content strategy service, not just AI image generation. Here's my pitch. I help e-commerce brands create 40 to 60 professional, on-brand images per month that are platform optimized and ready to use. You focus on running your business, and I handle your visual content. Why do people pay for this? Because time is expensive and design is hard. A business owner making six figures doesn't want to spend hours on Canva every week. Hiring a full-time designer costs $3,000 to $5,000 a month. I charge $800 to $1,200 per month per client, and I can handle 3 to 5 clients because Nano Banana does most of the work. Here's the math. 3 clients at $1,000 each is $3,000 a month. I spend maybe 10 hours a week total. That's $300 per hour, and most of that time is just communication. Nano Banana handles the actual creation. You don't need to be a designer to do this. You need to understand what makes a good visual. That's pattern recognition, not technical skill. If you've spent time on Instagram or Pinterest, you already know what works. Here's where most people screw this up. They try to sell AI image generation as the product. And the second you say AI, clients either think it's cheap or they think they can do it themselves. So you don't lead with the tool, you lead with the outcome. I don't tell clients, I use Nano Banana AI to make your images. I say, I create a visual content system that maintains your brand consistency, increases engagement, and fills your content calendar on autopilot. That's positioning. That's why I can charge $1,000 a month instead of $200. I'm not selling image generation. I'm selling a system that increases their visual presence, saves them time, and drives conversions. The AI is the back end. The strategy is the front end. That's the difference between making $500 a month and making $3,000. Here's how this scales without you working more hours. Once you have a client, the system is repeatable. Every month they tell you what they need. New product launches, seasonal content, promotional graphics. You use Nano Banana to create the images. You make minor adjustments. You upload everything to a shared folder. It takes less time each month because you learn their brand style, their audience, and what performs. You're not starting from scratch. You're refining a process. Because Nano Banana Banana handles the image creation, you're not bottlenecked by production time. You could manage 10 clients if you wanted to, but I'd rather have 5 high-paying clients than 10 low-paying ones. Here's the other advantage. This compounds. When a client's visual content starts performing, they see results. More engagement, more clicks, more sales. And when that happens, they don't cancel. They refer you to other people in their network. I've had 2 clients come from referrals in the last 3 months. I didn't pitch them. They reached out because someone they trust told them I solved a problem they had. Here's what most people don't realize about Nano Banana. It's not just faster than manual design, it's better at maintaining consistency than you are, especially when you're starting out. When I first started doing this manually in Canva, I'd spend 30 minutes creating a single graphic, and it would look slightly different from the last one. Brand colors would be off, fonts wouldn't match, the style would drift. Nano Banana doesn't drift. Once you set up a client's brand parameters, it maintains that consistency across every image. Same color palette, same style, same energy. And it can create variations instantly. Need the same design in 5 different color schemes? Done in 30 seconds. That's the edge. I'm not just faster, I'm more consistent. And in branding, consistency is what builds recognition and trust. Let me be clear about what this won't do. This is not passive income. You're trading time for money, just more efficiently. If you stop working, you stop earning. This is not get rich quick. You need to find clients, deliver good work, and build a reputation. That takes weeks, maybe months. And this won't work if you're terrible at communication. Clients need updates. They need to trust you. If you're flaky or unresponsive, you'll lose them no matter how good the images are. Also, if you hate dealing with people or you just want to use AI and make money without any client interaction, this isn't for you. Go find a different model. But if you're willing to put in the work up front, communicate well, and deliver consistent results, this is one of the cleanest AI money models I've found, and it's still wide open. So that's it. That's the system. Nano Banana AI for the image creation. Positioning as a visual content strategist for the pricing, retention through results. You don't need a huge following, you don't need expensive design software, you just need to understand what makes visuals perform and find people who need that skill. Comment either clients if you want me to break down my exact outreach method that gets a 40% response rate, or comment setup if you want a tutorial on how I configure Nano Banana for different brands. Whichever gets more comments, that's the video I'll make next, because the outreach strategy is the other half of this system, and that's where most people get stuck. But for now, you've got the blueprint. What you do with it is up to you.